I don't even know why I agreed to this, Coy had said after constantly hearing people nag at him for the stuff he just did. Bro, you didn't have to make her run off crying. She's my ex-girlfriend. Do I have to remind you guys of that? She was the one that cheated on me. I didn't cheat on her. I didn't break her heart. She cheated on me. And I don't know why you guys thought it was such a good idea to invite her to this and not tell me. Because it's been so long, Coy. We thought maybe, you guys would be over that now. Over that? Over being cheated on after putting 3 years into a relationship? And by the way, I'm with somebody else now. So if you excuse me, I'm going home now. Coy had just made somebody cry. For a little catch-up, he had basically made his ex-girlfriend cry. Because she was invited to something that he didn't even know that she was being invited to. And with that being said, he was pretty mad when he found out. When she had specifically said the words around the line of, "I want you back," everyone had went dead silent, and next thing you know, everything went down. "Hey, is something wrong?" you said. "No, nothing's wrong. I'm just a little upset, that's all." And then he immediately walks into the room, slamming the door again. He's never been this mad. Did something happen? You get up and walk to the bedroom door. When you try to open the door, you realize it's locked. "Babe, is everything okay in there?" "Everything's fine, leave me alone." You could tell he was obviously mad. More mad than ever. So, for him to just suddenly cut you off while he's mad is just weird. "Well, okay, I'm going to get food. I'll call you if I need anything." That was the most least response you've ever heard from him. The least thing he's ever said was okay. So for him to not even say a word was even more confusing. You had went to get food from his favorite Chinese place, and when you got back, he was nowhere to be found. You checked in the kitchen, the bathrooms, the bedrooms, living room, everywhere. You had went back outside to check for his car, and it wasn't there. Did he just leave? It was really confusing, because why would he just up and leave? You never really thought of him as the type of person to just poof. You tried calling his phone numerous times, which he didn't answer to any of them. This started to scare you. Not because you thought he was hurt. You knew he could stand up for himself in any type of situation. But you thought you had pushed him over his limit. In the past with previous significant others, you have pushed people over the edge by asking them, "What's wrong?" and "Are you okay?" and either getting really touchy with them, trying to make sure they are okay. This caused people to lash out at you and numerous times just genuinely get mad at you. You had got so scared that the fact those thoughts were getting back into your head, you were going to start something up again. A little before you and Koi started dating, you had cut yourself a lot. It was a way to just relieve yourself. You didn't want to, but you felt like if you didn't, you would just absolutely die in a blimp. This also continued on into your relationship with Koi. And as soon as he found out, he had put an immediate stop to it. So if he came home to you cutting yourself again, he would be absolutely destroyed. But you couldn't help yourself. Sometimes when the thoughts get really bad, you just can't stop them. And no matter how much you try, the thoughts just won't stop. So just like at the beginning of your relationship 1 year ago, you walk into the bathroom and grab the razor you hid from him. He was never ever able to find that razor, no matter how hard he searched in the house. You either kept moving it or you put it somewhere where he couldn't get to it. So you just started doing it. You regretted it as soon as you did it the second time. But you knew if you didn't, the thoughts wouldn't slow down at all. You had wrapped up the wounds and continued to call him. About the 5th time you called him after the numerous calls before the situation, he finally answered. He sounded drunk. He sounded heavily drunk. What do you want? It's obvious if I'm not answering the freaking phone, that means I don't want to talk to you. He was obviously more annoyed than how he was when he got home. I'm sorry, I just hadn't heard from you. You've been gone for about 2 hours now, and I didn't know where you went. You left while I was gone. Well, if I didn't leave a note for you, or texted you, or called you to tell you where I was going, that probably means I don't want to talk to you. And before you could even say anything, he hung up the phone. Your mind immediately shut down. You knew he was mad at you at this point, no matter how hard you tried not to think about it. You had a pill bottle that you take 1 pill of it every single day. You were looking at it constantly after you had got yelled at the first time by Koi. You thought it would have been for the better to just, leave it. Just leave everything. You would stop feeling the pain of feeling like you were a burden to every single person in your life. And also, you thought it would make Koi feel better that he wouldn't have to worry about you. You knew what happened. Your friend had told you what happened because she was there too. You didn't go because you had work, so you finding out through your friend that his ex came there, you knew something bad had happened. You just wanted to hear it from him so you could get the full story from his side of the story. You had stopped yourself around 9 p.m. You couldn't go to sleep at all. And it was at 2 a.m. when you realize he still wasn't home yet. Usually by now he would have called you or texted you, or one of his friends would have, or somebody that was close to him would have called you or texted you to come pick him up, or somebody would have dropped him off. But no one contacted you. Meaning he went to somebody else's house, or he was still at the bar, or something really bad had happened to him. You contacted everyone you thought that could be with him. And the last person you called told you that he was still at the bar, heavily drunk. The friend had asked him if he wanted you to call, that if he wanted you to come pick him up, but Coy had immediately said no. And that was it for you. You had said, okay, bye, and hung up the phone. And next thing you know, you were going to sleep like if you didn't just do probably the worst decision of your life. Coy comes into the house, looks around. There's food on the table. But he's still so drunk, he doesn't even know what time it is. And when he turns on his phone, the light is way too bright. When he finally looks on his cable box to see what time it is, he sees that it's literally 4 a.m, which in about 3 or 4 hours, he has to get up for work. So he's probably just going to call sick. But that's something to worry about when he needs to go to work. He continues on into the bedroom, and he sees you asleep. That's when all his thoughts start going forward. He realized how mean he was to you. How he just completely, utterly was rude to you. And then he just let out all his feelings. At some point, he had went through the whole night of what happened with his ex-girlfriend showing up, them having a normal conversation, when he finally thought, okay, maybe it'll be different this time. Maybe they could just be friends. And then her saying, I miss you. And then everything started up. It looks so peaceful. Like, if you're not even sleeping. It had hit him. It didn't even look like you were actually asleep. But not like as in fake sleeping. Like, not breathing. Listener? Babe, listener. Wake up. He kept constantly shaking you. Trying to wake you up. Listener. Listener. When his thoughts finally hit him to check your pulse, it was the weakest pulse he ever felt. Crap. He immediately grabbed his phone and started calling someone. 911, what's your emergency? Hello, my significant other, she's not breathing. And may I get your name? Coy. Also your last name, sir. Coy Finley. After the whole call, he wanted to hang up so bad so he could just focus on you. But then it was just like, he couldn't. He wasn't supposed to hang up. He was supposed to stay on the phone until the ambulance and all of them got there. Next thing you know, the sirens are right in front of his house. And everything else from there is a blur for him. He was still basically drunk. When the police were questioning him, he could barely answer because he didn't remember crap. The next day, you finally woke up almost a full 24 hours. It was like 9 when you woke up. You could see Koi asleep in the chair beside you, holding your hand. Even while he was asleep, his hand was still clasping yours like if you were going to disappear in a second. You had looked around. There was about 3 bouquets of flowers, and you could see it had been a while since he ate. Because the food that he got, the place closed hours ago. More like 5 hours ago. When he felt movement, he immediately woke up. Listener, hey, calm down, don't move so much. Are you okay? That was his first thought to say. Obviously, it wasn't you weren't okay, but he still felt like he needed to ask you something to get you talking to know that you were actually awake. I've seen better days, he said. You guys were talking like if you guys haven't seen each other in years. He could tell you felt upset, that you felt maybe even ashamed of yourself for doing this. But then when he actually thought about it, before he was even drunk, he felt like it was mainly his fault. He was the one that snapped at you. He was the one that did all of this to you. He feels like he's the reason that you're in a hospital bed right now. Koi, he said. You could see that he was lost in thought. Yeah, sorry, I got you those flowers. I could tell. I think the only other person that would get me flowers would be my mother. Oh, yeah, your mom's, outside getting something. I can go get her if you want. It was obvious he felt like you were gonna break up with him. I mean, you guys didn't officially break up, but he felt like he already knew what was going to happen. If it wasn't you, it was gonna be your mother. Because your mother was absolutely upset with the fact that you almost ended your life. No, you can actually just stay here. He was shocked when you said to stay there. He didn't think you would want him to stay there. So when you pulled him forward for him to sit on the bed, he applied. Why? He asked. Why what? What was the actual complete reason you know? He didn't want to say it. He knew if he said it, he was going to go in a whole rainfall of tears. I thought if I did, I would stop being a burden to everyone. That I would actually stop feeling the pain of feeling like a burden and only being useful at certain point of times. And that's when people only wanted me when I was useful, but also not being useful and people not wanting me. I didn't want to feel that pain anymore. And then again, he was mad at himself. Why hadn't he noticed this? He could have noticed this early on, or at least at some point noticed it. But no, he didn't notice it at all. He thought everything was okay. After that one incident when you guys started dating, he thought everything was fine. And then it hit him. You think you're a burden? Well, yeah. I mean, I think you obviously made that clear when I called you. Can I don't. Can you please tell me what I said when you called me? I was drunk out of my mind, and you said that you didn't want to talk to me. That if you actually wanted to talk to me and wanted me to come pick you up and stuff, that you would have told me. If you wanted me to know where you were and wanted me to know what was wrong, that you would have told me. And I thought that was just you telling me, in other words, that I was a burden. And in that moment of time, all of the feelings of feeling like it was his fault just increased. I am so sorry. I never meant to make you feel that way. It's okay. No, it's not okay. Me saying that to you is not okay. If anyone ever says stuff like this about you or to you, it's never okay. No matter what type of situation it is, it's not okay. But you couldn't even find an excuse. You didn't want him to feel guilty. But at this point, with the way he was saying it, and the way you said it, and the way the whole situation just played out, it was pretty obviously his fault. No matter how much you or anyone tried to convince him, it was going to be stuck in his head that it was his fault. Do you know when I'm getting discharged? You said. No, but your boss knows that you're in the hospital. He does know that something happened to you that made your heart stop, but he doesn't completely know, so he won't be at work until further notice. But what about, I got everything covered, okay? You don't have to worry about anything. All he could think about was how at some point, when you guys had first started dating, your mother had mentioned how he was going to ruin you. Your mother had mentioned that he was going to do something to you so bad, and it was not only going to make you upset, but it was going to make everyone upset. And you guessed this was the thing that made everyone upset. Okay, that's the end of the video. I kind of like this way this video played out. It's kind of like all over the face, and I'm sorry for that. This was like a video I quickly did because I'm doing something, and I started doing it in the middle of this video because of something. So, yeah. And this video is literally about to be like 27 minutes long. I think that will be around the time it's finished. So, yeah, just some quick announcements though. I have a Patreon and a membership thing. So if you want to do any of those, that would be greatly appreciated. If you wanted, excuse me, I just yawned. There's just a bunch of links down below. So if you want to go look at those, you can. I will soon make a community post where I'll be talking about what's going on, what videos I have planned. But please, all my past subscribers, please know that I am doing a video where all the About to Go Teen Mom videos will be in one ginormous video. I just have to get all the videos trimmed down and all the videos right. So it'll be, just the video. And yeah. I really hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. Koi is a character that I really do like, and I'm going to describe this character real quick for everyone that wants to know personality-wise and stuff. Koi is a character who, his life was not well, with an abusive father and a very distant mother. His life wasn't too great, and obviously, like we heard in the story, his ex-girlfriend had showed up, and so I think his character does show a kind of bad boy side. Like, a side where he's usually have this tough exterior. He's not usually always kind, but it's his way of how he shows stuff. And then there's also this side of him where he cares about almost everything, and I mean everything. So that's why I really love his character. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm trying to get a video to blow up again, so I could hopefully get enough money to get my gaming channel started up with a gameplay of Half-Life Alyx. I need to get that game running. I've never played that game, and I've wanted that game for 2 years now. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a wonderful day, night, or wherever you are, and peace.